everyone, and welcome back to While You Were Cleaning. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some thrift store DIYs. I tried to come up with some projects that anyone would be able to make with items that you can find at your local thrift store. So hopefully that is the case, and if there's anything that you would like to duplicate from today's video, that it's easy to find similar items at your own thrift store. Please excuse my voice. I am still getting my voice back, so hopefully it holds out for all of today's video. This is actually better than what it has been sounding like, so we are slowly improving. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you do, please hit that like button, please comment, and please subscribe, and we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with my white tiered tray. Vases are pretty easy to find at the thrift store, so I picked up this clear one. I wanted something that was about the same width at both ends. Since my plates are white, I wanted the vase to also be white, so I added some white paint down the center, turned it around, and used a paintbrush to just coat the inside of the vase with the white paint. I did not want to paint the vase on the outside because it would be touching food, and I also didn't want the paint to wear off while washing it. Once the inside of the vase is coated with paint, I just set it upright on a non-stick surface to dry. Once the paint is dry, you can see that it now matches the white plates in the background. I'm going to be using E6000 to glue everything together. I added a good amount of E6000 around the opening of my white vase, and then set this down on the center of my larger white plate. I'm going to add hot glue in a few spots around the edge just to keep it stable while the E6000 dries. I used more E6000 to attach my smaller plate to the top of the vase, and then added a little bit more hot glue to keep it stable. This next project is very simple. When I saw this rounded candle holder, I thought it would be perfect for the base of a cake plate or a fruit bowl. And then I found this large clear glass dish, so I'm just attaching the two of these together using some E6000. I added some E6000 to the rim of my candle holder and then flipped over my large dish and placed the candle holder right in the center. Again, I'm going to add some hot glue to keep it stable, and you can remove this hot glue later once everything's dry. For my last project, I'm going to be making a chalkboard using this large thrifted frame. I'll be using the canvas from the center in order to make my chalkboard, so I'm going to remove that first. The back side of this canvas is a lot smoother, so I'm going to be painting on that to use as the chalkboard. I have used this Rust-Oleum brand chalkboard spray paint for several projects, and it works really well, so I'm going to use that again here. You'll want to follow the directions on whatever chalkboard paint you decide to use. Mine, you're supposed to do 2 thin coats right away, and then come back and do another coat within an hour. While the chalkboard paint dries, I'm going to move on to the frame. I'm going to use this Rust-Oleum spray paint in the color Satin Lagoon. Frames are another item that are really easy to find at thrift stores or rummage sales or garage sales. So buying frames secondhand, these are such an affordable option to use as decor in your home or to use them to make a chalkboard like I am doing today. I used a total of 3 coats of spray paint in order to cover this frame. To continue following the directions of my chalkboard spray paint, I let my chalkboard dry for 24 hours, and then I used a piece of chalk to completely cover the surface of the chalkboard. Next, I wipe away the chalk with a dry washcloth, and then I use a wet washcloth to wash over the surface. I had to do this a couple times to get it back to a nice black color. After the spray paint on my frame is dry, I'm going to use some small nails to reattach the chalkboard piece to the inside of my frame. Next, I'm going to use some of this narrow ribbon I got on clearance at Christmas time. You can also pick up some different lace or ribbons from Dollar Tree to use. I had this space around the edge of my frame that used to be fabric, so I'm just going to add the ribbon back into that space. I started by adding the ribbon on the two shorter ends of my frame. These I'm just going to leave the corners as squared and just add it in and use my hot glue gun to glue it all the way across the short edge. After both short ends are finished, I'm going to add ribbon to the longer sides of the frame. I first cut my ribbon to the correct length, and then I'm going to start gluing from the center of the ribbon. I glued from the center to the outer edges, leaving that last 1 inch unglued because I'm going to do something different with the corners. I thought the corners would look best at an angle, so I folded each of the corners over so that they were angled and then glued them down into place. And here's the finished frame without any writing on it. This frame turned out so good, and I look forward to using it at different parties and events. I wanted to give you a breakdown of cost for each of these projects. I got this frame for 25 cents from a rummage sale. The cans of spray paint that I used were about $3 each, and the ribbon that I used I got on clearance at Christmas time for less than $1. The total cost for this cake stand, cupcake stand, tiered tray, whatever you want to call it, was about $2.25. And this clear glass raised dish cost me $2.50. I hope you have enjoyed today's thrift store DIYs. If there's a thrift store DIY that you would like to see in the future, please leave a comment down below for me. I would love to see those and hopefully do them for an upcoming video. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you next time. Bye!